Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ross and Wizzy's Fanfiction Power Hour. I'm your host, Wizzy Puff, and with me, as always, is the co-host, Ross Pitt.
Hi.
Yo, nice hi.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
Very good. So how have you been?
I've been good.
Nice.
Any updates in my life? I don't think there are.
You know, I don't think there's really any in mine either. I guess this is what happens when you grow stagnant.
Do you know that dag dag is hello and goodbye in Simlish?
Oh, they're kind of like Hawaiian in that way, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Dag dag.
Yips is oh yeah.
That is so good. One of my favorite things is how they have parodies of like real world songs, but in Simlish, so that you could like directly translate that stuff.
Huh. Interesting. Engie is cheese/smile.
Oh, Engie.
Mulaney is meet me tomorrow.
Melanie?
No.
Meet me tomorrow. Is that just like you can click that option in the chat options and then it says that?
Possibly.
Wondering how they got that direct translation.
Perhaps I will sprinkle in more Simlish until later on in the episode. We can all learn together.
Do they have any like words for foods in that?
No, not on here at least. Although this also doesn't say woohoo, this list, so maybe it's not complete.
Did they actually say like woohoo to mean sex?
Yeah.
They say the word in the game?
Yep.
Man, I wonder if it's like a swear word.
Whoa, maybe.
They like say it in front of a kid and then the parent covers their ears. Well, let me ask you this.
Oh yeah, buddy, what's up?
What do you like on your pizza?
Hearts, stars, horseshoes. Clovers and balloons. Hourglasses.
Yeah.
And rainbows.
Oh, that's it?
Rainbows.
What about some tasty red balloons?
Fuck those.
Aww.
The worst pizza topping.
I like 99 of them on mine.
Oh my god, I was setting you up. Rainbows. Rainbows, idiot. Rainbows.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's Pride Month.
This is like the best setup anyone could have given me. So happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yay.
I hope everyone is having a great Pride Month, except for the bigots. I hope that they're coping and seething.
I hope that they're learning their ways, the errors of their actions. Learning their ways.
I hope they're learning how to do this better, how to become more skilled bigots.
I hope the bigots are learning that it's okay to not be a bigot.
Yeah.
And that they're going to practice it.
They better. So to continue our Pride Month special, we have yet another queer fan fiction. See, this one, of course, is going to be yet another... wait, was the last one even a villainous fanfic?
No, but it was riddled with crime.
Yes! This is going to be yet another crime-riddled fan fiction for Pride Month.
Oh, baby!
As of course, you know the saying, be gay, do crime.
That's the theme of the month, baby!
Today we're continuing with Pizza is a God by Lackluster. Or Lacklustre? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Lackluster. Brickably. What does this have to do with Pride Month?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. King Sombra is a queen?
Dope.
That's the best that I know. I think this may be like trans Sombra. I'm not sure. It was in the LGBT group, so it should have queerness.
All right, well, I'll trust us.
And if you would like to, go ahead, go into the description, click the link, and read this story for yourself first. Maybe give it a like. Maybe give it a dislike. Maybe it's just that bad. But please don't, because then I'd feel bad.
Yeah.
This author worked hard on this story. He doesn't even deserve the 10.
I wonder what those 10 are for.
Probably haters. a lot of them.
I'm going to give it a like just to balance that out.
Yeah, I'm going to give it one too. All right. Now we continue with Pizza is a God by Lackluster.
Speaking of God, God loves everybody equally.
This means that in this fic, pizza loves everybody equally.
Very true.
Pizza would be an ally.
OMG, yes.
Chapter 1.
The only chapter.
Papa bless. The collar of your parka itches. Normally, this would not be surprising. Parka collars are fuzzy and usually do itch. But normally you are alive to feel that.
No, your ears don't deceive you, everybody. This is a second-person fic.
This is like this technically third one we've done?
Yes.
Dang.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
I'll manage.
But normally, you are alive to feel that. Or, you usually would be. Right now, you aren't exactly sure why you can still feel the familiar jacket. Just that you really hate statistics. Like, really? Never again will you doubt that old ladies can be really dangerous. Especially since most old ladies usually don't have a Hummer.
Drive a Hummer.
Oh, and they usually drive a lot slower. A lot. But that's not the point. The point of all this is that the reason you died in the first place is going to haunt you for the rest of, well, whatever. You never would have had such a statistically probable death if you hadn't been doing such a statistically probable thing. Your worthless ass was now a dead one because you had the audacity to jaywalk. Death by jaywalking. In your heart of hearts, you know that you are officially the worst fucking piece of man flesh to ever be born. Oh boy, this is going to be a real spicy one.
Wizzy, I don't mean to cut you off, but you saying the F word is kind of hot.
Me being hot is kind of hot. I'm like a narcissist that way.
I thought I was the narcissist.
All right, I'll let you have the narcissism thing.
Yay, I'm awesome.
I'll keep my crippling addiction.
Oh, you.
That was the thing, right?
I don't know. Anyways, you shouldn't jaywalk, Wizzy.
Yeah.
I mean, be
But
gay, do
gaywalking
crime,
is fine.
but...
Oh man, we were both going for gay things, but separately.
Damn.
It's probably why the grumpy unicorn thing is staring at you. Grumpily. You gulp and cross your arms across your chest in a defense mechanism to hide your shame, even though the horse lady has crimson eyes that pierce your soul.
Damn it. It's a travesty. An absolute tragedy right now. I won't be able to play Femme Sombra.
No. I guess I'll have to.
You better do it well.
I'm going to do it really well.
Swear to God. She knows.
You think?
She knows that I called her a horse lady.
In all honesty, you thought it fit her nicely. She had a little cape, boots, and crown that just didn't fit the label of mare. All right. Oh, God. I'm going to get grilled by Ross if I do this wrong now. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not humbled by my presence?
No, not quite my tempo.
I don't know how to do a better tempo. What's a more somber-like tempo?
Well, Wizzy, were you rushing or dragging?
I feel like the show probably has him speak that fast, but I'll do it slower. I'll do it slower for you. Are you not humbled by my presence?
And then I throw a chair at your head. I'm referencing Whiplash. I don't know if you know.
What was Whiplash?
Oh man, you don't know Whiplash? It's where J.K. Simmons bullies a young man.
Why does he do that?
Because he's an asshole.
Man, he gets to play so many of those. It's a good thing you got to play Tenzin.
Mm-hmm. Fletcher from Whiplash is my brother's favorite villain.
Nice. So what show is this?
It's not a show. It's a movie.
Oh, what movie is this?
An Oscar-winning movie.
Dang. The oddly cat-like horse lady asked. You noticed that her voice was cute, in a little silly way. She sounded kinda British to you, and her stare was still scary. In an effort to look cool in a way that no person who died by jaywalking can you look around, eyes shiftily and trying to look as distant and grumpy as the little horsey. To top off your unnecessarily moody behavior to cover up your pain, you try to think about something deep, like that you're in an endless void, with a cat unicorn thing, with a funny horn.
Is this hell?
The unicorn blinks.
You didn't answer me. You have the nerve to fall into my void, and you don't even bother to answer a single damned question. You entitled ape.
God, that's hot.
Yeah, I do think entitled apes are hot too. I mean, I
talking about Mommy Sombra here.
Yeah, I was talking about Mommy Sombra too.
Wizzy.
I'm sorry. I'm too gay for this. You gulp and watch the unicorn's horn flare up with magic. Her eyes take on a much less pleasant appearance with red irises and purple smoke streaming from them. You move your hands to the ground, where you had presumably fallen flat on your ass like the pathetic piece of shit you are. There may not be any dirt here, but when you dig your hands into the barely existent physical plane, it does feel a bit like dirt. The dry dirt of a lawn with too short grass in summer. Then you look and see that the unicorn mare is waving a slice of pizza at you. It doesn't matter if you are dead and there's nothing else in sight, because damn, you really should have had breakfast this morning.
You just think you can pop into the void of I, Sombra, whenever you please? Just who do you think you are?
You stutter out over the suddenly imposing theatrics of the cute in an I'll totally slit your throat if you take the last slice and damn you to every hell known and unknown unicorn. Who had a name.
Hi, Sombra.
I don't care. I'm the only one with the nerve to manifest so strangely.
Sombra took a bite out of the pizza. You noted that it had pineapple. Your favorite. Oh boy. That's gonna get no one.
Typical Anon.
That pizza metaphor was surprisingly relevant. She wasn't going to let you have the last slice.
Please?
You began to cry and Sombra stared at you with a judgmental glare that let you know that you were shit on her boots.
Wizzy from 2020 would have a fucking heart attack right now.
Wizzy from 2020, please. That guy was he was a baby.
If he listened to you now, he would cry.
If he listened to me now, he would be like, oh my god, that microphone sounds so crisp.
I've heard better.
That's because you are a Debbie Downer.
My name isn't Debbie.
But you are a downer.
What's your problem?
Sombra managed through a mouthful of pizza. Any shred of dignity you still thought you had crumbled at witnessing such skill. You pointed a shaking arm as close to her snack as you dared, extended pointer finger trembling.
Pineapple?
You whimpered. Sombra's eyes narrowed.
No pineapple. I don't love you. This slice is mine.
Sombra proceeded to entire the entire thing in 3 bites, making sure you had a good view of her fangs.
Pizza is a god,
she declared upon finishing, flashing a smug smile that made your heart tear itself apart at her arrogant cruelty. You knew that truer words had never been spoken, and yet a great sadness washed over you. The truth did hurt, and you hung your head in a reflection of this.
And I, Sombra, am the demon who devours it.
You looked at Sombra's triumphant finish in awe. She flashed you the same winning smug grin again, her cat teeth gleaming. This was the look of someone who drank the tears of your 6-year-old. Oh my god. This was the look of someone who drank the tears of 6-year-olds by the gallon. In fact, you were quite certain that Sombra had most likely sampled your tears at some point. Probably. Your childhood hadn't been the best anyway. There was the time you half-accidentally ate a cockroach. That made you cry a bunch. Also private school. Religious private school.
But they don't worship pizza.
The kind where you were 90% sure that everyone but the janitor had killed at least one person. So, in other words, a normal private school.
Could I have some?
It was a foolish question. The slice of pizza was already gone. Yet something like mercy or bored indifference tinged with confusion and really mild annoyance at you even daring to get your hopes up spread across Sombra's face. Her ears pricked forward and indifference melted into slight curiosity. No cat pictures had ever prepared you for this sight. You even swore that you heard a taint. I almost said taint.
Wizzy.
You even swore that you heard a... You even swore that you heard a faint trill in Sombra's throat. The noise of any cat who was curious and dangerously adorable. Sombra promptly slapped your hand away from her. It hadn't been that close to her, and her metal boots hurt. A lot.
Oh.
You hadn't even realized that you still pointed at her. Sombra certainly looked royal too, and royals certainly weren't the sort who liked to be pointed at. You were partially certain of this. You were more certain that royal demon horses that would just come up to the middle of your chest when standing could slap their metal-clad hooves at all the hands they wanted, and get away with breaking fingers too. You screamed like a little baby. Sombra just scowled and lit her horn again, this time with a sparkling cloud of magic that shimmered with the same crimson as her eyes, only with 1,000 times less that weird mixture of apathy and grumpy disdain that spoke of what could be possibly centuries' worth of coffee deprivation. She was lethal, and she was scowling at you, who only screamed and looked at your finger with horror, wondering if horses, even demon horses, could drink coffee. She narrowed her eyes at you again, the dark purple eyeshadow gracing them only magnifying her grumpy looks. You watched, also screamed, while she tugged your arm closer to her, the sensation of magic prickling you like cold rain against bare skin. She stared down at your hand glumly, magic enveloping the broken digit. Sombra promptly yanked it back into place, not even cringing as you cried out for your mother.
Mommy.
Then she did something to the bone. You weren't sure what, but it started to feel slightly better as the magic dimmed and the feeling of utter agony wore off. She scowled harder at you, and you took it as a smile in your pain-dazed state. Then you passed out. Doodly-doodly-doo. You woke up, slumped over a table in the same void as you saw Sombra in. It was extremely easy to remember Sombra, mostly because she was sitting at the other side of the table, whose distance could not separate you two further, because Sombra was glaring at you again. This time, you were not certain being a dead man was a good thing. Ooh, assumed gender. Failed second-person fic. Only red checkered cloth divided you from her. Red checkered cloth that you had drooled on. And it was Sombra's.
Uh-oh.
Across from you, Sombra was eating another slice of pizza, topped with pineapple and green peppers, in the most judgmental fashion fathomable. It made you feel like filth. You were filth.
Hi.
Sombra swallowed and blinked. Then she cocked her ear up and smiled at you. A faint but deep purr rumbled deeply in her throat briefly. Her mouth spread it what looked like a genuine smile. Eye teeth aside.
Hello yourself.
In life, you had always been very good with words, which was just another way of saying that even you were surprised that you'd only said once so far instead of scattering it throughout one-sided conversations on 6 occasions.
You like pizza too?
You couldn't meet her gaze, and instead decided to look at your hands instead.
Yes.
And you like pineapple?
Though you didn't look at Sombra, you could hear a sassy eyebrow raise in progress. A quick look up that you hoped was discreet confirmed this.
Yeah, it's, my favorite topping. So, you're a horse, right?
Demon.
Sombra said flatly. You noticed that her gaze almost fell for a moment, as if there was something wrong with that.
I'm dead too. Got blown up by some silly rock candy a while back.
That is so Sombra.
Got blown up by a crystal heart, you terrorist, you fascist.
Hey, whoa. You're talking about a trans woman here.
And I'd do it again, too. Sombra punctuated her sentence with a shrug of her withers.
And here I am, in a void. Occasionally I can summon mundane things and pizza, or even catch glimpses of what's happening in the world. No pony has shown up here, but I don't mind. Maybe if I were to just start traveling, I'd find some pony else to put into existential terror and endure the sass I'm known to bring. But I'm content to just stay in one place for now and practice my magic. Seeing what I can and can't pull from wherever and such, I'm still a master mage after all.
You blink, unsure if the rock candy part was a joke.
That's deep.
I, Sombra, former king of the Crystal Empire, have a habit of being so.
King? I thought that, you look like...
How do you tell a horse demon that they don't know how genders work?
Here, let me do it.
Sombra gives you a look without any trace of humor.
I used to be a guy.
You gulp, wondering if your next words will be your last.
Sorry to hear about your loss.
Sombra snorted, then laughed. The second part caught you by surprise. Sombra didn't seem like someone, or some demon, who would laugh very often.
It was my own doing, to manifest myself like this. Master Mage, world class. Does that mean nothing to you? As a genderless demon, I can choose whichever form I please.
Yo, wait, genderless demon?
What's her gender? She has to have one. Pick a gender. Only two of them. You could pick one or the other. Don't care which you like, just as long as it's one of two. Alright, welcome back to the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I have no clue what the guys on that actually even sound like.
I hope they sound like this.
Probably exactly like that.
Sombra ended with another one of her piercing glares in your direction.
Will that be a problem? Because if it is...
A wicked smile spread across Sombra's muzzle, and you watched Sombra lift your hand into the air. Pressure building on your newly mended finger.
No.
Imagine it's like a second-person fic and it makes you transphobic.
Oh, man. That would be deep.
I want to do like a second-person fic where,
Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you doing?
And then you went to rob a bank? Are you sure about this?
I'm positive that this has been done before.
Oh,
and I want to know where.
We gotta read that one on the podcast now.
We do.
Your voice cracks as you scream. Yep, no dignity, all right. Even in death, you sucked.
Not a problem, sir. Push your luck, baby.
I'll gouge out your fucking eyes.
You yelp.
No, ma'am. It won't be a problem, ma'am.
Seriously, right after she explains. Sombra's magic aura changes from a reddish mist to the swirling, more aggressive magic you saw before. It looked dark, and admittedly a bit scary. You watched it grow into flame that was colored violet and green, slowly inching toward your hand.
No, your majesty, there will be no problem with the fact that you can change your sex, you weird horse demon, sir, ma'am.
Sombra's horn dimmed, and she folded her forehooves under her muzzle, staring at you meaningfully, gaze enigmatic. There was a long pause between you two.
You're a worthless piece of shit, aren't you?
Sombra asked, tone level and reasonable.
Yes, Sombra.
It was the only thing you could think to call her left, and you sighed in relief when you saw Sombra's eyes flicker with something like tolerance.
That's it. Perhaps you can learn something after all. I'm going to need something to profess my stunning good looks to during the course of eternity, won't I?
Sure.
Definitely. Sombra corrects, drumming one of her forehooves on the table.
And have you ever seen a conjuration spell? By any chance, you...
Sombra looked you up and down critically before shrugging one shoulder a bit.
Well, whatever you are, your name is Pineapple now, yes. In case you didn't know. Pineapple?
Can't even say I. Sombra chides, her glare intensifying.
I'm the defiant one around here. You'll be doing whatever it is I demand from now on. Mostly suffering through my jokes and ramblings. There's also the matter of conducting experiments with magic now. Now that I have a test subject...
Sombra.
You hurriedly interrupt in order to save you from a future of whatever weird science that this demon would have you go through.
I was only going to say that I hadn't seen a chemistry spell.
Conjuration.
Sombra mutters.
Pineapple, you're going to need some magic. If you can. And I suppose you would make an okay servant, too.
Before you can properly interject, Sombra's horn is lit again and a platter of pizza, plain pineapple, appears before you. Tempting doesn't even begin to cut how you feel about the magic pizza. Everyone always says that they're starving or that they feel like they haven't eaten in forever, but for all you know, you haven't. Sombra smirks.
Well, I'll actually share this one. You'll soon find that you don't need to eat here, but infinite pizza isn't exactly something to pass up.
You reach out and pick a slice of pizza. It's warm, but not too hot, so you can easily pick it up without burning yourself and embarrassing yourself in front of the judgmental demon who is likely going to try and sever your soul from something at some point in the future. But for now, you'll enjoy a nice pizza. Sombra busies herself with obtaining her own slice and eating it at the same ungodly speed as before. You try not to look as you casually chew your slice. It's divine. The cheese alone deserved epics sung about it. Unfortunately, you can't sing, and you're pretty sure Sombra can't either. All the cheese-related ballads will tragically have to remain unsung until one of you learns.
Hey, Sombra.
You mumble through a bit of cheese and pineapple.
What?
Sombra asks gruffly, tone as direct as ever despite being on her fourth slice. At least, you were sure that it was her fourth slice. That should be you weren't sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
I'm sure that should say she wasn't sure. It was hard to keep count of how many slices ended up in Sombra's mouth when cheesy goodness and perfectly toasted crust flavor exploded in yours.
Could we be friends?
Sombra swallows whatever slice of pizza she was on far too slowly for your taste. A direct, unreadable stare bores through you. You look away from that steely crimson gaze that would burn what's left of your life essence to ashes for her metallic boots to stomp on.
I guess,
Sombra says. When she shrugs, her scarlet cape ripples over her withers. She flicks a bit of her untidy black mane to the side and stares up at you through messy black bangs that didn't seem out of place on her despite her apparent royal status. Her eyes twinkle with a calculating look that outshines the crown on her brow.
I've never had a friend before.
Oh, no. You have had a friend before, Sombra. She has a name, too. I don't know it, but she has one.
He remembered.
That's one of my favorite backstories.
It's a good one.
What was her name?
Radiant Hope.
Oh, yeah. Good name.
Let me make sure I've gotten that right. Yeah, Radiant Hope.
Man, and he kills her just so he can get the soul stone and snap half the population dead.
Oh, shut up.
I've never had a friend before, so I imagine that it might be worth investing some time in. I was originally thinking of other things, one of which was dismembering you. Oh, and another plan was to see if your kidneys had any magical properties. But friends is okay, too.
Sombra paused.
Maybe.
A rumbly purr sounds in Sombra's throat again, a small smile spreading across her face. You swallow, unable to resist the sound of a demon horse purring, and reach out a hand, which you were careful to wipe free of any pizza grime, and pat her on the head, taking care to scratch behind a fuzzy gray ear, a gesture that makes Sombra's purr deepen.
Man, I should have named my cat Sombra.
Yo, is it a black cat?
No.
Didn't think so. Would have been more fitting if it was.
Well, either way, he's not named Sombra.
Yeah.
Maybe, huh?
You echo, unsure of why Sombra added that single word. Well, yes, Sombra began, her tone casual. It'll be a while before I decide to see if it's still possible to kill you while you sleep. Author's note. If you read this far, I'm genuinely sorry.
Apology accepted.
Wow.
So that was Pizza is a God by Lackluster. This story, what did you think about it?
Well, it certainly made me think things about Sombra that I never have before.
Ooh.
Mostly that Sombra would be so cute as a kitty. Other than that, funny story. Still don't like second-person fics, but, I thought it was good.
Yeah. I don't get why people really do second-person fics that, I don't know, like this one. I feel like the second-person aspect didn't really add anything. It could have been first-person and, first-person, that's the term, right?
First person is
third person?
eyes.
Third person, right?
Third person is, that would be like a god. Depends on what you're talking about.
So that's just like the narrators, just like saying the characters are doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this being a third-person fan fiction would have been better just without losing really any value.
But then we wouldn't have gotten Anon.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
and this fandom loves Anon. I'm shocked that we haven't done an Anon fic before.
So is this like canonically a character named Anon that people have made up?
Well,
like in this story, this is based on a character that is in the fandom named Anon?
Sort of. I don't know. Anon might be in different fandoms, but this fandom, from what I've seen, has definitely taken a liking to a human in Equestria named Anon.
Okay. It didn't actually say Anon, so...
Yeah, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
This one was, like, funny, though. I thought it was, like... It was funny about trans people in a way that isn't mean, and I rarely see that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was nice.
The typos, though. There was, like, a bunch of sentences that just ran on and on. And then there was quite a few parts where there were obviously typos. So, I can see the author has a lot of room for improvement,
Yeah, I definitely think that they are English second language.
That would make sense. Their name is Luster with an R-E instead of an E-R.
Either way, pizza is a god.
Pizza is a god. Genuinely answer now. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Okay, that's a good one.
I'm a simple bitch.
I'm even simpler. I prefer nothing. Just
I
cheese,
hate you.
sauce, and bread.
I just prefer the bread.
I really like the crust in the pizza. That's what makes a meaningful pizza.
I disagree. I think all of it makes a meaningful pizza.
Yeah, that is true.
Now, yes, pepperoni isn't needed, but it is my favorite pizza topping.
Yeah, I really do like if I wasn't going to have a cheese pizza, I would want pepperoni on it. Probably some like red pepper flakes too. I really like myself some spicy.
Well, good for you, I guess.
Let us know in the comments what your favorite pizza topping is.
Ew.
Lettuce on a pizza. So good.
Gross. Wizzy,
Spinach.
stop it.
Kale.
God.
Dandelions.
Oh, well.
Hard rocks on a pizza.
Well, now you got me hard as a rock.
That sounds like the perfect amount of crunch. All right, everybody. Good night.
See ya.
Whoa! Whoa! This is so invasive. See ya. You even swore that you heard a faint trill in Sombra's throat. The noise of any cat who was curious and dangerously adorable.
Heck you, buddy. You're
Man, I wish
adorable and
my cat was here. She would never go in my room, though.
She'd just yell at it.
Yeah. She wants me to get out of my room and play with her.
My cat doesn't like playing with me. He just likes sitting. He's such a sitter.
He's a little babysitter.
Isn't that right, buddy?
Because he's a baby who sits.
He's doing his little roll onto his back thing, expose his tummy that he doesn't want me to pet.
Aw.
I think it's a power move.
It's a trap.
Oh, and now he got up.
He's done being the center of attention.
Come on, get up on the bed, buddy. Hey, we're recording a podcast. You got anything to say, buddy? Meow.
Get him to meow. Right into the mic.
He won't. It's only when he really wants me to follow him. When he wants me to follow him, it's never for anything. It's just like, let's go downstairs. Now let's go upstairs. Hey, let's go to Sam's room. Why can't we go into Sam's room? And I'm like, the door's closed. I'm not just going to knock on his door to ask to go in just because you want to.
He just like drags you with his mouth like a mama cat leading you to her babies.
And then he's like, oh, you want to go to the bathroom? Let me come in. And then he'll proceed to meow at me while I'm on the toilet.
He's like, privacy? What is that?
You would gladly stare at me while I'm doing my business. What's the point of the door? And no, it wouldn't be gladly.
He doesn't know that.